It's only a matter of time until some big record label or movie studio starts suing YouTubers for copyright infringement. Fair use will not necessarily save you. Why? Watch this video. So why would big entertainment companies start suing YouTubers for copyright infringement? Not for money, but to teach a lesson and make everyone think twice about using copyrighted materials without permission. I'm a lawyer, and this video is about the biggest misconception people have about fair use. Maybe this rant will help you stay away from some legal trouble. So, gather around, content creators, for a tale of mystery, drama, and legal shenanigans. What is fair use? It's a doctrine that serves as a defense to copyright infringement claims. Fair use is like the friendly neighbor of copyright law, letting you borrow a cup of sugar without getting sued for it. Imagine copyright as a fortress around creative works like books, movies, music, and art. Fair use is the secret passage that lets you use bits and pieces of these works without breaking the law. But this passage has some tricky terms and conditions. Fair use means you can use copyrighted material without permission, but only under certain circumstances. It's mainly for things like criticism, commentary, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. For example, if you're writing a review of a new movie and you want to include a short clip to show what you're talking about, fair use might cover you. There are 4 main factors to consider in determining if something is fair use. Factor number 1, the purpose and character of the use. This asks if you're using the material for commercial purposes or for nonprofit educational purposes. Transformative uses, where you add new expression, meaning, or message, are more likely to be considered fair. For instance, making a parody that pokes fun at a song is more likely to be fair use than just copying the song outright. Factor number 2, the nature of the copyrighted work. This looks at whether the work is more factual or creative. Using a factual work, like a news article, is more likely to be fair use than using a purely creative work, like a novel or a song. Factor number 3, the amount and substantiality. This factor considers how much of the copyrighted work you're using. Using small, less significant portions of the work is more likely to be fair use. But even a small portion can be too much if it's the heart of the work. Think of it like borrowing just a pinch of spice from your neighbor instead of their entire pantry. Factor number 4, the effect on the market. This looks at whether your use of the work affects the market value of the original work. If your use can replace the original work and people might choose yours over the original, it's less likely to be fair use. It's like making a copy of your neighbor's recipe and selling it as your own. As I discuss further in this video, these factors are non-exclusive and merely guidelines and examples. There's no precise formula as to how to weigh, evaluate, or analyze these factors. Each fair use case is unique and decided individually, so there's no one-size-fits-all answer. Fair use isn't a free-for-all. It's a flexible rule that balances the rights of creators with the public's interest in accessing and building on creative works. It allows for creativity and innovation while protecting original creators from being ripped off. First, let's bust a myth. Shouting fair use doesn't mean you're automatically safe from copyright infringement claims. It's not a magic spell. Fair use is a defense you have to prove in court. When you say fair use, you're not saying you didn't infringe. You're saying you had a good reason for doing so. Think of it like this. Fair use is your legal shield, but you have to hold it up and defend yourself with it. So the biggest thing about fair use people fail to understand is that fair use is a defense, and it is your burden to raise it and establish it. The entire burden of proof is on you. In today's digital jungle, it's almost like a rite of passage to remix, parody, or straight up borrow from other works. Whether it's musical parodies that make you laugh, written spoofs that poke fun at everything under the sun, or the never-ending river of fan fiction where Harry Potter dates a ninja turtle, it's all part of the game. Let's not forget the digital collages and videos that seem to pop up like mushrooms after a rainstorm, using snippets from every hit movie, song, and meme out there. In this whirlwind of digital creativity, fair use is the unsung hero, making cameo appearances in our daily lives more often than we realize. But here's the kicker. Figuring out what counts as fair use and what crosses the line into naughty copyright infringement is like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube blindfolded. It's tricky, challenging, and sometimes downright frustrating. It's not just about slapping a fair use label on your work and hoping for the best. Each case is a unique puzzle that courts have to piece together, weighing factors like the purpose of the use, the amount of material used, and the impact on the market value of the original work. Whether you're a YouTuber remixing the latest pop hit, a fanfic writer crafting epic crossovers, or an artist creating digital masterpieces, fair use can definitely be your ally, but one that requires careful handling. It's a doctrine that's both a blessing and a challenge, keeping the spirit of creativity alive while ensuring that original creators aren't left out in the cold. If I decide to sue you for copyright infringement, I only need to prove one thing. You used my copyrighted work without permission. That's it. I don't have to disprove your fair use claim. That's on you. If you want to claim fair use, you have to raise it as a defense and prove it to the court. You're basically saying, yes, I used the material, but here's why it's okay. And let me tell you, there's no easy formula to determine fair use. The courts look at various factors, the factors are non-exclusive, and proving fair use is fact-specific. There are no precise rules, only guidelines. Sometimes it can be like trying to hit a moving target while blindfolded. Here's the deal. Fair use doesn't mean you didn't commit copyright infringement. It means you admit to using the copyrighted material without permission, but argue that your use is legally justified. You then have to present legal arguments, evidence, and make your case. So can you be sued for copyright infringement? Absolutely. Can you be sure you'll win with a fair use defense? No. Got thousands of dollars ready to pay a lawyer to defend you in a federal court? I didn't think so. Now, I'm not trying to scare you into never using copyrighted material, but I want you to be smart about it. There are way too many videos on YouTube teaching people very nonchalant approaches to the concept of fair use. Just writing fair use in your video description won't protect you. Telling a judge your use was fair isn't an easy task. And don't listen to those so-called legal experts who tell you that you're safe if you follow some BS rules, like using only 3 seconds of a video or 6 bars of a song. It's way more complex than that. Before I continue, please like this video and subscribe to this channel for more videos about everything copyright and legal issues involving technology. The bottom line is this: when you claim fair use, you're basically saying, yeah, I used it, but I had a good reason. You need to show the court that your use of the material is legally justified. There are no hard and fast rules. It's all about context. The courts consider several factors, like the purpose of your use, the nature of the copyrighted work, the amount you used, and the effect on the market value of the original work. But these factors are just guidelines. Each case is unique, and the outcome can be unpredictable. Even courts get fair use wrong sometimes, and there are cases that get appealed. The July 1961 report of the Register of Copyrights stated that the concept of fair use eludes precise definition, and that because of the number and variety of situations in which fair use could be involved, it would be difficult to prescribe precise rules suitable for all occasions. The United States Supreme Court held that when interpreting the fair use statute, the terms including and such as are illustrative and not limitative. The most recent fair use case that came out of the U.S. Supreme Court involved Oracle suing Google. Even the Supreme Court justices disagreed about the fair use analysis in that case. The final decision was 6-2, with 6 justices finding fair use and 2 justices opining that there was no fair use. I'm not going to discuss the facts and legal analysis of the case in this video, as it would take too long. I'm merely using this case to illustrate that even Supreme Court justices don't always agree about what is or is not fair use. So, do me a favor. Next time you see some YouTube legal guru telling you that fair use is simple and easy, stop watching that video. So, before you use that clip from your favorite movie or that song you love, think about the risks. Can you afford to defend yourself in court? Are you prepared to prove that your use qualifies as fair use? It's not as simple as some people make it out to be. And remember, just because something is on the internet doesn't mean it's free to use. Sorry for the long rant, but I hope this extended rant has shed some light on the reality of fair use. I really don't mean to scare you or be all doom and gloom. All I'm saying is be careful. Don't think that you are safe just by writing fair use in your video description. Don't think you can just tell the judge what you did was fair use and easily resolve your case. Be careful, be smart, and don't rely on myths and misconceptions. Fair use is a complex and case-specific defense. It's not a free pass to use whatever you want. So stay informed, stay out of trouble, and keep creating amazing content responsibly. What I'm saying is err on the side of caution. Always remember that fair use is a tricky beast. Don't think you can tame it with a few words and a wink. Until next time, happy creating and stay legally savvy. May your fair use claims be ever in your favor. What do you think about all this? Leave me a comment below. Please like this video and subscribe to this channel for more videos about everything copyright and legal issues involving technology.